Hello everybody and welcome to In Joe's Kitchen. Today we're going to do something special for game day and we're going to show you how to make 3 different kinds of dips. First dip we're going to make is onion dip. And we're going to start with, I have here onions. And to cook these onions you take 1.5 pounds of onions and I've cut them into small dice. Now to start the process, heat a large skillet 10 to 12 inches over high heat with 1.5 tablespoons of avocado or some other vegetable oil. And cook the onions for 10 minutes covered over medium. Add the onions, cover the pan and cook for 12 minutes over medium heat. Reduce the heat down. Then when that's done, raise the heat to high and cook off any water. Then bring the heat back down to all the way down to low and let them cook until they're caramelized to your liking. At that time, we're then going to add 2 tablespoons of either marsala or sherry. This is a sweet one, but you could also use a dry one. And just cook, raise the heat back up to high. When the liquid's gone, you're finished, and that's it. That's our onions. We'll start here. We'll grab a bowl here and we'll start to work. Now what we need to start with is cream cheese. This is 3/4 of a tub of cream cheese. This is about 6 ounces of cream cheese here. We're going to put it into the bowl. Also going to put in at this point, we're going to put a 1/2 cup of sour cream. Make sure everything is full fat when you're making these dips. There. And then we have a cup of mayonnaise. Also very important in this recipe. This is going to be onion dip, and today we're going to do truffled onion dip. I have 1 teaspoon of minced truffles from a jar. Put that on the side here. And you want to mix this together. Mash the cream cheese so that everything gets combined. It's important that everything is evenly combined in the bowl here. Put in some black pepper. Now instead of salt today, what we're going to use here is we're going to use a product called Vegeta Natur. This is seasoning made from dehydrated vegetables, and being the Natur bottling means that it has no added MSG. So we're going to put a good teaspoon of Vegeta into the bowl here. Mix it in well, along with our truffles. Break it up. And just to brighten everything, we're going to put in a squeeze of fresh lemon juice. Don't need much. And then we'll take our onions. Just scrape them right into the bowl. Got to make sure that you use an entire 1.5 pounds of onions. And they could be any onions you like to use, whether it be shallots, red onions, torpedo onions, yellow onions, sweet onions, Spanish onions. These are a moderately sweet, mild onion that we're using for this recipe. Give it a good stir. Give it a taste. It's delicious. The only other ingredient is 1 tablespoon of freeze-dried chives. You could use fresh chives if you like, but it's just easy and quick if you have some freeze-dried ones. If you wanted to do a leek dip, the leeks would have to be cooked differently than the onions. And I would suggest softening the leeks, sweating them over moderate heat, and then using a lid and making melted leeks, because the leeks don't work well caramelized. And that's your truffled onion dip. This is going to sit for an hour and a half before we use it, nicely chilled. Next one in today we're going to make artichoke jalapeno dip. And we're going to do differently today. We're actually going to make this with hatch chilies. These are canned hatch chilies. If you can't find hatch chilies, I would go for pickled jalapenos in escabeche, which are Mexican style canned jalapenos. And just use them instead, the same amount. We're going to use 8 ounces, which is 2 small cans. Just use an equivalent of your diced jalapenos that have been pickled. Make sure you seed and take the ribs out. You could also use Ortega chilies here if you like. The other ingredient, artichokes. This is a 14-ounce can of artichoke hearts that have just been roughly chopped. And we're going to start our recipe here with cream cheese. We're going to use 2 containers of cream cheese here. 2 8-ounce containers of cream cheese. Put it into your bowl. And make sure you leave your cream cheese out so that it's somewhat soft before you start work on this. Okay. Grab our spoon here. And just start mashing away. And to that we'll add our cup of sour cream. Again, full fat sour cream works best here. And mayonnaise, cup of mayonnaise. Now if you know the proportions, you can play around with flavors. Does not have to be artichoke jalapeno, it could be spinach artichoke parmesan. Or this could even be turn into a hot crab dip, a crab artichoke dip. So just do what you like. Get it mashed up well because the cream cheese has to be distributed with everything else. Get it well mixed. And then we'll add our other ingredients here. Give it a good stir. We'll put some black pepper in this, freshly ground. You don't want to always grind your pepper. You can buy one of those grinders that grinds into a container and then just grind it and have it already ground. We're going to put some salt in here. We're also going to add a tablespoon of dried green onion or scallion, plus a half teaspoon of dried dill, which is one of the flavorings in this dip. You want to be very light on the dill because it's a strong flavor and you want to use dry. It would be a shame to use fresh dill in this. For this dip, we're also going to be using some jack cheese, and this is jalapeno cilantro jack. We're going to use this. It's been grated finely, 1 block of it. It's about a cup and a half's worth of grated cheese here. This is going to be a pretty thick dip, so I would recommend serving it with this with a spoon. Give it a taste. We'll throw in our hatch chilies. and our artichokes. Very easy. And just stir everything together. And again, this should be allowed to sit at least an hour and a half. Even better, make it the day before. This is a nice chunky dip here. As you can see, that's our artichoke jalapeno dip. Let's get rid of some of our stuff here. And last but not least, we're going to make pimento cheese. It's an easy recipe. And we're going to start here. And the cheese we're going to be using, we're going to do white cheddar pimento cheese. And this is an entire block of New Zealand white cheddar that's been great, shredded on the fine holes of a shredder. So, we're going to start with our base here, and we are going to use a little cream cheese, about a quarter of a cup or so, plus a half cup of sour cream, tablespoon of horseradish. If you don't like horseradish, don't put it in. And also, again, a teaspoon of Vegeta. We're going to put a little black pepper. We're also going to put in 4 dashes of lean parent sauce. And 4 or 5 dashes of Tabasco. And one other thing I want to do is to this artichoke jalapeno dip, we need to put the juice of half a lemon in here. It's the one ingredient I forgot, so I'll just quickly get that done here. Stir it in. That smells delicious. And then we'll just start mashing down our flavoring here. Get it well mashed. And now we have our 2 cups of mayonnaise here, which we're going to add into our bowl. Get it all out of here. I use Best Foods mayonnaise here, which I think is the right thing for this recipe, but you could use another brand if you so desired. And just get it well blended. Now we're going to add our cheese. We're going to add all the cheese in here and give it a good fold. Get it mixed in well. I'm going to sneak off to the refrigerator because this needs just a little bit more mayonnaise. So I'm going to sneak to my refrigerator and get some more mayo. I've got a little of this Japanese Ajinomoto mayo. We're just going to put another little squirt of mayo in here. This is Japanese egg yolk mayo. It's nice stuff. Also here we're going to put just a drop of lemon juice. Again, brighten it all up. Make sure it's everything is well blended. You just want to get the right consistency on your dip here. Looks good. And last but not least, pimentos. You can get them in a can already chopped. I buy them in a jar. They come roasted. And all you have to do with the roasted ones is dice them, or you buy the ones in a can already diced, or in a jar already diced. You will get a little bit of a pink color with this, but it's fine. And you could use any cheddar cheese you wanted, whether it be English cheddar, New York or Vermont white cheddar, Tillamook extra sharp cheddar, whatever you like. Doesn't really matter. But I think the American cheddars work, the American and New Zealand cheddars work the best. The English cheddar has a different flavor. And that is your beautiful white cheddar pimento cheese. Serve these dips along with nice thick potato chips, some scoop corn chips like Fritos. You can also put crackers, little bread slices that have been toasted, and vegetables. And that's your